Welcome back to the Gaming Coffee Club, episode number 22. And first off, apologies from me. My family wasn't well, and then I wasn't well, or it was the other way around. I can't even remember. But because of that, I had to prioritize just getting some videos out on the channel. So the podcast has been on a little vacation for the past, I think it's like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I can't remember, 3 weeks. Anyways, we are back and we have lots to talk about. And some really not good stuff to talk about with regards to PlayStation digital ownership. We'll get into that, digital ownership of your games, I mean. We've also got some really good quick news to go over quickly, which you'll want to know. We've also got a bunch of games leaving PlayStation Plus and more price rises. Who'd have thought that? And Xbox potentially maybe not doing the third-party thing anymore, maybe taking exclusives back. No more Xbox games on PlayStation. We will discuss. So let's get right into it. Grab your Gaming Coffee Club mug from the merch shelf down below or head to purepsx.com. Get a brew, sit, chill out, and let's get into the first quick news stories, and then we'll get into some hardware news and then into some game news. Okay, we have got Sega and Creative Assembly who posted this short little teaser for Alien Isolation 2. And what's interesting about this is it's a bit different from the first one based on what we see here. We've got a door opening and then like a telephone box. So that has got me wondering, this payphone and door opening, are we actually going to be planetside here in the sequel? Now, if you're into your horror games, you will have played the first game in this series. It is genuinely one of these really fear-inducing games. It builds up tension so well, trying to hide from the xenomorph. Really, really good game. So we've got this teaser here. We don't really know anything else, but the original one was like a 9 out of 10. Everybody loved it. I played a little bit of it, but I don't like scary games, so I bailed out. But if you're excited for Alien Isolation 2, we have got our first teaser, so hopefully we'll be hearing more soon. What do you think? Would you like to see something that's planetside? A little bit different? Sound off in the comments. Now we've got some bad news about games being delisted from the digital storefronts, which is just so annoying. We seem to be hearing about this every week, but I want to give you guys and gals a heads up early so you can dive in and buy these, add them to your library, and then if you do it that way, they'll always be there for you to download, even when they get delisted. So buy them before they disappear if you want to play these games in the future, if you don't own them already or own a physical copy. So what have we got first? Two games that jumped out to me I wanted to make you aware of, and the first one was Battlefield Hardline. It was much smaller. A lot of people felt like this was more like a Battlefield DLC disguised as a game, but you're a cop in this one. It's a little bit different. Worth checking out before it disappears, people, if you want to play it. I'm not going to say much more about it, but you should know what to expect. First-person shooter games, Battlefield. If you like any of the Battlefield games, you might enjoy this one. Might be worth checking out. But let's go on to the next one, which a lot of you might not know about. It is Horizon Chase Turbo. Now, I don't know if this game was a PlayStation Plus game, like a monthly free game ages ago, because I feel like I've played a lot of this game, or I don't know if I've maybe played it on Xbox Game Pass or something, but this is an absolute blast. This is a really, really fun arcade racer. I really recommend you check it out. It's probably due to licensing issues with this. There is a Senna DLC in it, so maybe it's something to do with stuff like this, but really, really fun arcade racing game. If you like classic arcade racing games like Outrun, this is right up your street. And this is getting delisted. I'll actually give you the dates of when they're both disappearing. So Battlefield Hardline is getting delisted. It's a PS4 game on the 22nd of May. So you've got a little bit of time, just under a month there. And then Horizon Chase Turbo, another PS4 game, is disappearing on the 1st of June. So you have a little bit longer there. If I don't have this one in my library, I'm going to check. I am 100% buying Horizon Chase Turbo. And you know what? You should too. Speaking of PlayStation 4 games, here's another one I recommend you buy, not because it's getting delisted or not that we know about, but because it is an amazing game. It is like the ultimate edition with everything, and it is at the cheapest price it has ever been. What is that? Yes, it is Street Fighter 4. So this is on sale for the first time in 5 years, supposedly, and its lowest price ever. Do you need any more of a reason to buy it now than that. For real people, Street Fighter's always a good time anyways. So this is the Ultra Street Fighter 4. So the last time this was reduced was way back in 2021 when it dropped to £9.99 or $12.49 US. And it's not been on sale since then, but it has just been dropped right now. And this price is only going to be available until the 6th of May. And that is £3.19 or $3.99. And this is the, like I say, the complete edition, Ultra Street Fighter 4, which includes all the DLC characters. What's not to love here? So this was a heads up. If you're into fighting games or you want to check out a Street Fighter game, which is awesome, on the cheap, check this one out right now before the 6th of May. I've already bought this one. It's in my library. I just bought it there, so I can't wait to jump in and play this. Whoa, it was originally in the PS3. There must be something Street Fighter in there, because I've literally just recently picked up Street Fighter 6. So yeah, I'll be getting Street Fightered out my face on my PlayStation and on my PlayStation Portal, because this will be great to stream via remote play to the Portal. So cannot wait for that. I am down for some Street Fighter action. And there's a Street Fighter movie coming out this year, people. So if you want to get involved in the hype and know about the characters and all that sort of stuff, for £3.19, this is the way to do it. Okay, our first big news story of the day is DRM potentially being added to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, which have been recently purchased from the PlayStation Store. Now, we will explain this in case you're wondering what it's all about and why this might, be an issue. Why should you care? But they break it down well here on Push Square, and this blew up over the weekend here. I even had some of you commenting on some of my videos asking, here, where's your video on this? What's happening about this? So thank you for, bringing this to my attention. And basically what it is some newly purchased PS4 games. This has been confirmed for PS4 games. PS5 is still a bit of a grey area. Not sure if that has been confirmed yet. And you basically get a validity period where you can play the games for 30 days when you're offline. And every 30 days, you need to check in with your PlayStation 4 connected to the internet to basically do a handshake to say, yep, it's all good. I'm still allowed to play these games, which is not a good thing. And you might think, well, why is that? Well, because say you've got a whole digital library downloaded and they have this 30-day time lock on it, and you're offline after 30 days, they become locked and you cannot play them. You need to go back online to check in, as it were, and then Sony's servers say, yep, you've still got a license. You can then play it. What? Why is this being added in retrospectively? It is not good. I think this is to do with people, hacking their PlayStations and stuff like that. They're maybe trying to sort and maybe kind of eliminate a lot of game sharing tweaks that people are doing. But there's this tweet here. It says, hugely terrible DRM has now been rolled out to all PS4 and PS5 digital games. Every digital game you now buy requires an online check-in every 30 days. If you buy a digital game and don't connect your console to the internet for 30 days, your license will be removed. And there's actually an image here of it as well, which shows you the remaining time, which is this kind of countdown timer time lock, which seems to just have been added to these games, which is bizarre. So people were wondering when this first popped up in March that once the 30-day timer expires, what happens? Does it just automatically renew? And they were kind of saying, oh, well, I need to wait for the 30 days to see what happens. But somebody on X, Destruction Games, went and removed the CMOS battery. So it's like a little watch battery that's in your PlayStation, which keeps the internal clock going. They basically removed that, and this would show what would happen if the battery in your PlayStation died or you removed it. And basically it resets the clock back to the 1970s or 80s or something like that. And basically all these games were locked. These new ones, you could not get access to them. So this is a really bizarre thing. People are saying it could be a bug. And we've got here a tweet from Does It Play saying, received word from an anonymous insider. The Sony DRM issue is unintentional. From what we gathered, Sony accidentally broke something while fixing an exploit. They've known about the confusing UI for a while, but didn't see it as urgent, hoping for a clarifying statement now. Unintentional? I don't know. Sounds more like testing the waters to me, unfortunately. Hope it's not true. Push Square have said our view on this is that it's very likely an error. While we understand cynicism and concern around this, the reporting is far too inconsistent for this to be working as intended. As we've outlined in this article, some are saying error and others aren't. It only appears to be occurring with newly purchased software, specifically on the PS4. Again, as well, this might be rolling out, gradually across various regions or various users. So that doesn't give me total peace of mind. They do say we'll be the first to criticise the platform holder if this does turn out to be a new type of DRM. But with no communication from the company and a lot of misinformation flooding social media, I know, social media, geez, it's just full of garbage these days, isn't it? We'd urge everyone to stay calm until more details emerge. In the meantime, we'll contact Sony for comment and update if we hear back. Now, this was at the weekend they posted this. I'll try and get the original date. So that was on, I don't know when that was originally posted, but there's an update. They've updated it today, which is Monday the 27th. And they said, it's early Monday afternoon as we update this article, and we're still waiting for comment from Sony on the PS5 and PS4 alleged DRM issue. So that's not good. Still no word from Sony on what is actually going on here. We outlined all the problems earlier this weekend, and the story has barely moved since. We have contacted Sony for comment, and we've yet to receive word back. But a new video from Modded Warfare does provide a pretty good summary of the problem. As noted previously, the issue only appears to affect newly purchased PS4 software from now. There's still uncertainty around whether PS5 is impacted as well. This is annoying because today I've just bought that Street Fighter 4, which I was talking about at the start of the video. I literally just bought that before recording. So hopefully that is not impacted. But this video from Modded Warfare, go and check out his channel. It's a really good video, explains it really well. He shows in the video, newly purchased software requires a PSN handshake every 30 days in order to be verified. When he takes the CMOS battery out of his console, those games get locked and are no longer playable. So this is the fear. This is a nightmare. So this is like if you have a fully digital library, like think about in the future when servers go down or Sony decides to stop offering, PS4 servers or whatever. It's not good. Literally, you can't play these games. I know I'm like a broken record here. Physical games is always my first choice, people. Digitals are nice to have and a nice backup, or you get a really good deal or whatever, or it's maybe some small indie games which don't have physical versions available, but always pick physical when you can, please, people. Trust me, it just keeps you safer. The timer does restart if you connect your console to the internet, but this obviously raises huge preservation concerns. Should Sony ever take its servers offline in the future? Exactly. Just big time. And you can't even restore the licenses when I was watching the video, because when you are offline, you can't restore licenses, because to restore the licenses, you need to be online. So if people are saying, oh, just restore the licenses, you can't do that when you are actually offline. So this is definitely a problem which needs resolved. It's still unclear whether this is an unintended bug or a new form of DRM. And we're not going to know for certain until the platform holder comments. We'll continue to push the company for a statement and we'll update when we get word back. So this is concerning. If this is legit and this is what they're doing, and it's just, to stop people jailbreaking PS4s or doing, workarounds for unlimited game share, it feels like a sledgehammer to crack a nut, everybody's getting punished. I don't have any jailbroken PlayStation hardware and my PS4 isn't. So you get impacted by this as well. It just kind of sucks. I don't like it. I hope it's not true. I'll be calling them out as well if it's true, because this is just not a consumer-friendly decision by Sony. And it's funny when you think back to like when PS4 was battling against Xbox One and Xbox One came out and it had all this online DRM all the time stuff. You know, the games had to constantly check in for you to play them. Sony came out with the slam dunk of all videos or advertisements for the PlayStation 4, which was the two PlayStation executives saying, this is how you share a game on PlayStation. And they literally had the game, turned over and handed it to the other guy and they went, done. And now they're doing that. It's like, come on, Sony, do better. No, thank you. Let me know, people, what you think about this in the comments. Do you think this is an accident, a mistake? Do you think Sony is testing the waters and this is something they're looking to be rolling out? Or do you think something else? I'd love to know your opinion, so sound off in the comments and we'll have a chat about this. Okay, Assassin's Creed is making a return with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, and it looks like it is going to really utilize the PlayStation 5 Pro's power. And we've got this new trailer here, which I'll keep running in the background. This is the world premiere trailer, and it looks absolutely stunning. And I'm not a big fan of the Assassin's Creed games, but I do like me some pirate story adventures, you know? So go and get some plunder, you know? Shiver me timbers. Scrub the poop deck, walk the plank. So I may check this one out when this arrives, and it is arriving on I think it was the 9th of July. The 9th of July is correct. That is when this game is arriving. And this is basically, I guess, a remake. You know, that's where the Resynced name is coming from. And it retains a lot of the kind of original spirit of the game, which came out in 2013 originally. But it looks really stunning. And they've been talking to the PlayStation blog about this and saying how it's going to, you know, really take advantage of all the tools which the PlayStation 5 Pro offers, which I think you can see if you're watching this on YouTube or on Spotify. Put this on your telly on 4K. It looks spectacular. It really, really does. If it looks anything like this trailer, we're in for a treat, I think. And the technical director said that we were extremely impressed with the enhanced PSSR. So it looks like this will be using PSSR2, as we like to call it, which is also being used in Resident Evil Requiem to great effect, and also Pragmata. You know, we've got these games that are using it out there just now, and it looks absolutely stunning. And also Cyberpunk 2077. So this is another one to add to the list. And they've said it really redefines the graphics experience in console games. It allowed us to render our dynamic tropical world full of swaying palm trees, violent storms, and rogue waves without visible upscaling artifacts, delivering sharp pixel quality and great image stability. Yeah, I definitely think I'll be checking this one out. It does look absolutely stunning. And maybe this will get me into the Assassin's Creed series a little bit more. Then we also had a technical architect on the game, Nicolas Lopez, added that, you know, both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 owners can obviously look forward to a big upgrade over the original games. And he mentioned Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced pushes ray tracing further across all models on PS5 and PS5 Pro. PS5 brings more consistent lighting, while PS5 Pro delivers a no-compromise experience with advanced ray tracing performance and enhanced PSSR. Whoa, it's looking good. I'm excited about this. I do own Assassin's Creed. I think was it Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This was called. I feel like I've got this on Xbox, maybe in backwards compatibility or something. But even if I do, I'm not going to play it because, holy smokes, this just looks spectacular. The more I watch this trailer, the more I'm like, oh, I want to sail the seven seas and get into a battle with another pirate ship. I've always had a thing about pirate ships for some reason. I think it was because when I was a kid, I remember always wanting a big Lego pirate ship. I never got it because they were extortionate back then, as Lego is now, but you know, it's probably even more expensive now. But since I've always had this thing about, oh, imagine being a pirate back then. That'd be really cool. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. I think this looks like it's going to just be, mind-boggling on the PS5 Pro. Ubisoft as well, I know they get a lot of heat, but they do have a track record of releasing, some really stunning looking games. So I'm excited for this one. Love to know if you'd be picking this one up. Where will you be playing this? July 9th, PS5, PS5 Pro, or PlayStation Portal. This hopefully should also be available to stream via the cloud, via your own games, I would imagine. I can't confirm that just now, but as soon as I find out, I will let you know. So you'll be able to buy the game and then stream it straight from the cloud. Or like what I'll be doing, I'll be buying a physical copy, slamming the disc in my PS5 or my PS5 Pro, and playing it via remote play. But yeah, this is looking amazing. One thing it did make me think with how stunning this game looks, and I don't actually own a PSVR 2. VR makes me feel kind of sick, the motion sickness and stuff like that. It gives me headaches after about 20, 30 minutes. But geez, how amazing would a game like this with a VR mode look? It does look spectacular, so that'd be cool. Is that something people would maybe like to see? Is there any PSVR 2 owners that watch or listen to this? It seems like a bit of a niche product at this point. I don't know too many people that own one. I know a lot of people that had the first one, and I think they were let down with the support it got, and I think that sentiment has, kind of filtered over to PSVR 2, so they've thought, I'm not buying that because Sony's not going to give us enough games. So it is what it is, but Black Flag resynced. Let's set sail on July the 9th, baby. It looks good. Some more disappointing news. We've got more price increases for PlayStation hardware around the world. This time it is the turn of Southeast Asia. Yes, so Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, they are all going to get price increases for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, and also the PlayStation Portal starting May the 1st. So if you're watching or listening to this and you live in any of those regions, you have literally a couple of days. Go out and buy whatever it is you want right now before this price increase takes effect. It's just, it's a sad state of affairs with all this, isn't it? It's the usual, they're basically blaming it on, continued pressures in the global economic landscape. It's just like stupid trade tariffs and trade wars being implemented about the world, stupid wars being waged about the world, and AI just obliterating everything. 2026. What a year. But we're all positive here. Hopefully things will what would they say? Recalibrate, would that be the right word? Correct itself? Recorrect? I don't know if that's even a thing. But yeah, hopefully this gets sorted out soon, because if these prices keep going up for hardware that's multiple years old, what is the PS6 and the PS6 handheld going to cost? Oh, that scares me. I think we're going to be in for some sticker shock when they get announced. So fingers crossed this gets fixed. But if you live anywhere in these regions, buy your hardware right now, people. Now, our Gaming Coffee Club question of the week, and apologies, I only posted this 4 hours ago. I totally forgot because I'd been totally out of sync with the podcast, but we'll get back into it. I'll post the one for next week in the next couple of days, so you have plenty of time to vote and take part. But I wanted to know, are you going to be checking out Saros, which is dropping on the 30th of April, so literally a couple of days. New game from Housemarque will be with us. It seems to be getting really good reviews so far. And I also asked, if you are picking it up, what will you be playing it on? So the top score here, surprisingly, is PlayStation 5 Pro. 32% of you will be playing it there. 18% on the PS5, 7% on the Portal, and 43% are skipping it. And we've got a couple of comments. We've got Zenbloke saying he's skint, waiting for it to drop on PS Plus. Good move. If you're skint. It's Returnal with a Man, wait for PS Plus drop. Another wait for PS Plus drop from Slow Clappers. And we've got here Pondering Spirit. It's also an Unreal Engine game that doesn't look like Unreal Engine 5, which is unironically a good thing. Agreed, it absolutely is. For me, I watched a couple of reviews. I think I watched the Digital Foundry review of this the other day, and it does look really good, actually. It looks really nice. I think it looks better than Returnal does. But I'll be skipping this one as well. I've got too much in my backlog right now. Currently, I'm playing through... What am I playing through right now? Here's my first world struggles. So, playing through Clear Obscure Expedition 33, which has been massively slowed down by not being well, like I said, and also by other games hijacking it. So, then I've been playing Pragmata, which is just so good. Like, if you've not picked up a copy of it yet, do it, people. It's an amazing game. It actually was sold out in loads of places. It was so popular. Another sleeper hit there from Capcom. Capcom are on fire, by the way. What a year they've had. Was it Monster Hunter? Then they had Resident Evil 9 Requiem and now Pragmata all in the 1 year. They are doing something which other studios clearly have not figured out or mastered, but their release schedule they're on is just top tier. Whereas other studios, it seems like we get one game every 5, 6, 7 years. It's like, what are they doing over there? They've got the secret sauce. It's going well. Keep it up, Capcom. Can't wait to see what's next from them. So Pragmata and also Mouse PI for Hire, which, again, for me, came out of the blue with how good it actually was. Played it and I thought, I saw it at first and I thought, that looks quite fun and kind of unique. Then got my hands on it and I was like, this is actually really good fun. So yeah, that's the three things keeping me going just now. And I don't want to be playing anything else really until I tick one of them off. The best way is usually just a one game and sticking with it. But yeah, that's what I'm playing just now. So let me know what you're playing. I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments down below. And Saros, yeah, I'll be skipping that one for now. Maybe I'll pick it up in the future when it's on sale or something. But nah, it's not really my kind of jam usually. So I will be skipping it and sticking with my ridiculous backlog. We are over at Game Rant now, where PlayStation Plus is losing at least 8 games in May 2026, including one of its best titles. So what games are leaving, when are they leaving, and how do you get involved? First off, we have got MotoGP 25. That's on PS5 and PS4, and it is leaving PlayStation Plus Extra. These are all PlayStation Plus Extra games, by the way, on the 19th of May. They're all leaving on the 19th of May. Next up is Sandland, which is also leaving on the same date. Then we have got Soul Hackers 2. We've got Mortal Shell. That's a big one. That's, I think, the game they're referring to as one of its best. Then we have got Mortal Shell is a PS4 only game, by the way. The rest of them are PS5 and PS4. Sandland was PS4 as well, my bad. We have got Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition actually is included there, so you're covered. That's the PS5 version. Control Ultimate Edition. What a game that is, by the way. I don't think this game gets enough love. Fantastic game. Remedy. Brilliant studio. Then we've got Dark Pictures Anthology Man of Medan and Dark Pictures Anthology Little Hope. I tried Man of Medan and it was absolutely terrifying. You know, I don't like scary games, but if you like scary games, definitely play these. It's like one of those kind of interactive movie types, you know, where you pick the response to actions and, you know, decide what happens, what way the story branches off and stuff like that. So you'll get through that in no time. You cover that off in a weekend. But yeah, that's when these are all leaving. Last chance to play on the 19th of May 2026. One of the downsides of these subscription services is the games just constantly keep rotating in and out. So yeah, play these now or buy them and then you'll have them forever. But my pick for you to play, if you said, Murray, which one game should I play before all of these disappear, would be Control Ultimate Edition. There you go. So if you've only got time for one game out of all these before they leave, play that one. I legit do not think you will be disappointed because it includes the base game, 2 post-launch DLC expansions, and all of the extra content. So that's the version to play of the best game on this list, in my opinion. Our next news story is a cool one with a lot of questions it leaves unanswered. And it's Sega is basically revealed plans to celebrate tons of its legacy IP later this year. In a kind of weird way, they say in the form of anniversary projects. What that means, I don't know, but it's a new banner they've announced called Sega Universe, and it's got this cool website you can go onto here, and it's, you know, looks pretty cool. It's a nice looking website. Tells you all the games that they're going to be looking at here, and they are Fantasy Zone, which is quite cool. You can click through all of these. I don't know why it's at the last one here. Fantasy Zone, Outrun. Oh, what a classic. Outrun, yes please, people. Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage is one of my childhood games. I played this on the Sega Master System. Absolutely love it. Outrun was an arcade classic for me. I loved playing that in arcades. Rent a Hero, Guardian Heroes. There's a few of these I've never heard of. Knights. That's a classic from the Sega Saturn. Dynamite Deca. Sakura Wars, and SGGG from the Sega Dreamcast. I wish Sega would give us a mini Dreamcast. I would literally pay so much money for one of them. Maybe that's just me. Does anyone else want mini consoles still? I would still love them. I would love a mini Dreamcast, a mini Saturn. I'd also love a mini N64, a mini GameCube. See if these companies would do that. Sony, a mini PS2, that'd be class. Anyways, we've got all of these, and there's some big anniversaries in 2026 for these games, which is one of the reasons for this. So Outrun is celebrating its, wait for it, its 40th birthday. Oh yes, people. Wow. And then you've got Streets of Rage is turning 35, and Knights is turning 30. Wow. So the website kind of sets the scene, and it says that time has passed with changing eras. Some things were lost. Still, there is an impulse that never changed, a glare that never faded, not to turn that recklessness into nostalgia, not to say those were the good old days. That frenzy is still alive somewhere, even now, never rusted, never dulled. So let's do it again, next time even bolder. So that's where the questions for me. I love that statement. I think that's fantastic. But I hope these aren't just like collections or re-releases of these, you know, classic games. I would love if it was like a new entry in the Outrun franchise. Give us a new, from the ground up, for next gen or current gen consoles, you know, Sega Outrun arcade game. It would be amazing. Same with a Streets of Rage. And they did also announce more IP were being revived a while ago. Remember, they had this Power Surge banner that they announced, and that was going to cover Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage was in that as well, Jet Set Radio, and Shinobi was in that. And the only one we have seen since then was it Shinobi Art of Vengeance? Yes, that was released. The other ones have kind of gone silent, so I would hope we get some new ones. Imagine we got like a new Outrun Coast to Coast. Or Outrun 3, something like that. I would love these. They would just be incredible. I need to get Outrun Coast to Coast actually on my PS2, because you can get some of these amazing Sega games on old PlayStation hardware. However, there is a new Virtua Fighter on the way. That's in the works, supposedly. The one Sega game that I just can't believe is missing from all these announcements, and I would love to see in 2026 or 2027, is a new Sega Rally game. I love Sega Rally. It is just epic. It's just such a good racing game. One of my favourite of all time is Sega Rally 2. I had that on PC as a kid. Phenomenal game. It launched also on the Dreamcast. I never had a Dreamcast, so that's why I had it on PC. Give us that. Even the one that was on PS3, can't remember what that was called. It was amazing. Was it Sega Rally Arcade or something it was called? It was absolutely fantastic. So Sega, this is good news, but we have got lots of questions we need answered. Please give us new entries of these games, or if it's, you know, staying true to the nostalgic angle, what about a full remaster of these games? Or even better, actually, like a remake, like what Capcom have done with the Resident Evil games. You know, like Resident Evil 2, we call it Nemesis, 4. See if we had that done to like Streets of Rage or Outrun. Oh, I would love that. What Sega classic would you love to see revived for PlayStation 5? Let me know in the comments, people. Now we're over to Team Green here, where Pure Xbox is saying that Xbox is officially reevaluating what to do about exclusivity. So the new CEO, Asha Sharma, has been chatting to people, and she has said we'll take a data-driven approach and a strategic-driven approach, and then we'll look at our principles and we'll make some calls. So we'll share more when we're ready. I want to make the right decision, not the fastest decision. And this is related to exclusivity, supposedly, and as well, Asha Sharma and Matt Booty, who's the Xbox EVP. Along the way, we will reevaluate our approach to exclusivity, windowing. So that's like, having a release window where it's Xbox exclusive for like 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, and AI, and share more as we learn and decide. Now, this is all just so weird to me. The genie is out the bottle. Can they go back on this? We've also got, Forza Horizon 5 launched on PS5 and was a massive success. Printed them a ton of cash they wouldn't have got otherwise. They've announced Forza Horizon 6 is going to come to PS5 later on this year. We've got this Halo campaign Evolved, remake of the original campaign coming soon. We've got Fable. There's a lot of stuff which I would have thought would be a traditional Xbox exclusive. Gears of War E-Day as well. Could they turn that switch off and then say, no, they're going to be Xbox exclusives? And if so, as a PlayStation player, would you mind? And two, would it make a difference to Xbox's current trajectory, which, let's be real, is not good, it's down. They've just had such shocking messaging the past few years. So many people are jumping on the hype train here with Asha, and she's saying all the right things, absolutely. I can't disagree with that. But again, she's just saying stuff. It's like nothing has actually changed. I feel a lot of this is word soup that, she said a thing, I can't remember what it was, about we are Xbox or something like that. Supposedly everything is an Xbox is dead, but now we are Xbox. It could just mean the exact same thing. I don't really think their strategy will change much. I wish it would, personally. I think exclusives would be a good thing because I don't want a world where Sony is the only player in town of the high, not going to say high market, I guess you could say that, high quality home console space. It needs competition. Otherwise, they get just lazy and complacent, and then we suffer as consumers because there's nobody holding their feet to the fire to making them try really hard. That's why I think the generation with the Xbox 360 and the PS3 was so special and so incredible, because they were both really trying hard, going at each other and fighting it out to try and, reign supreme, as it were. Since then, Xbox has just been like a damp squib. And the problem is, so even if they do have exclusive games, they need to be really good exclusive games. I'm pretty sure Forza Horizon 6 will be amazing. It'll be more of the same. All the Forza games are all quite similar, but they're just fantastic. But it needs a good, steady release schedule of really good exclusive games to make people think, maybe I should get an Xbox. It doesn't make a difference to me. I have an Xbox. I'm lucky enough. I don't know. I'm just a gamer through and through. I just love gadgets and games, so I've got all of them. But in terms of competition and for the market and for us as gamers, I think it's a good thing. Will she follow through in this? I don't know. Even an approach like what I think Sony are doing would work, where live service games, which who really cares about them anyway? I'm not a fan of them, but live service games or big multiplayer games obviously need a big audience, so them going multi-platform makes sense. And then you keep your special single player type games in the walled garden to be your kind of unique selling point for your platform, because otherwise, if you don't have that, no one wants to buy your hardware. And I just hope they don't make that mistake. A lot of the rumours about this new Project Helix is going to be a super expensive PC for your living room. I hope it's not that either. I think that'll be dead on arrival. They've said they're now looking at maybe going back on the thing they'd said before about the open storefronts on the new Xbox, where you can use Steam and Epic Games, probably because they've looked at that and realised they'll make no money if they do that. They'll probably actually actively lose money, because people would buy games via that route than instead of using the Microsoft Store route. There's a lot of unknown stuff here. And then people will say, well, she reduced the price of Game Pass Ultimate the other week. Yeah, but it's still more expensive than it was before they did that last big price increase. So People, action, not words. Walk the walk, don't talk the talk. Let's see what happens. It's looking positive. It sounds like it's going the right direction, but let's see what actually happens before we get too excited. But as a PlayStation owner, do you care about this? I don't, but that's personally me because I have an Xbox as well. My opinion may change on that for the next generation though, because if this Project Helix costs what they're suggesting it might cost, so about maybe £1,200 to £1,500 for or £1,000 for this console, which is going to be like just a gaming PC basically with some Xbox software on it. Ain't no way I'm buying that. I'm done. I mean, even my Xbox Game Pass subscription, when that expires, I've got it stacked up to, I think, next year. When that expires, I'm not renewing it. I just don't get the value out of it. I'd rather just like get a game I really want, buy it, play it, enjoy it, and then I can go and buy another one and move on, versus having access to hundreds of games which I just don't play. And then sometimes I go into Game Pass and I think, what will I play? And I have a look, and then I spend 20 minutes looking through all the games. Then I go, I can't be bothered playing anymore. It's like decision paralysis, you know? So, yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I would be surprised if they change their approach. Too much money would be lost by them. They've got Xbox players. A lot of them are conditioned now not to buy games because they just want it all on Game Pass, which makes sense. Why would you buy it if you could just get the game included with Game Pass, save you a lot of money? And then they don't have as big an install base, so they've not sold anywhere near as many consoles as PlayStation has, and Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. So I think they'll be wanting to try and get as much money in as they can by selling everywhere they can. And I've got this weird feeling in the back of my mind, and I don't know why. I kind of feel like I could see Xbox being sold off. I don't know why. I just think that could happen at some point in the future. Microsoft seems obsessed with AI to the point where I think they'll just damage everything else just purely for AI. We'll see. I couldn't think of anyone who would possibly buy Xbox. I don't know. But I've always had this weird feeling as if something like that will happen, or they'll sell parts of it off or something. I don't know. Who knows what will happen, but it's looking like exclusivity is up for debate. Do you think they'll go back on that? Could you see them actually pulling games that they've already said are coming to PlayStation? Like the Halo campaign Evolved. Imagine they turned around and said, yeah, that's not coming to PlayStation anymore. Would that make you want to buy an Xbox? I don't know. I think that would just annoy people. I think they maybe need to do that for future games. Just when they announce them, say it's Xbox only, or it's Xbox only for a year, 2 years, whatever. I don't think the exclusivity windows really works that well versus pure exclusivity. I think if you know that's the only place to play a game, that's where the real value is, and makes you feel kind of special having access to that, and that's part of the console and makes the whole experience a bit more special. I mean, that's why Nintendo print money. If you want to play whatever the new Mario or Zelda game is, it's on Switch too, and that's the only place you can get it. Sony's doing that, I think, now as well. They seem to be pivoting away from PC, their single player games, so probably like Wolverine and stuff like that, Saros, they're only going to be on PlayStation. What is Xbox going to do to combat that? Let's see. Only time will tell. But thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this week's podcast. If you did, leave it a like, a positive rating or whatever. Leave me a comment. I love chatting to you all in the comments. I'll reply to every single one of them. And we'll see you next week for more Gaming Coffee Club news.